This is an updated walkthrough for the wedding to be held Labor Day weekend 2008 in Frederick, Maryland. Beginning with an aerial view, lower left we have a 9x20 tent for water, lemonade, and snacks. We have an arbor set in the center of the driveway for the garland ceremony, and the front yard is wide open. We have our ceremony tent and support tents as well as restroom trailer in the back. Dropping down to a more normal height here, we will begin our walkthrough. Okay, as the guests proceed down the driveway, we have the garland ceremony at the arbor. At the completion of the garland ceremony, the guests proceed around the back of the house, through the marquee tent, which is coming off of the deck. They enter through the marquee tent. They're facing directly toward the riser for the ceremony, which is already set. The dance floor, as before, is in place. The biggest change is you'll notice that behind the ceremony we are wide open. There is nothing behind it. Remove wall as well as or to that back room fences. We have a fan and you have a so we now to the ceremony tent. Off a bit, I'll get elevation so we can get a aerial view of the entire ceremony area and the arc that the chairs are set in. Let me remove the tops of the tent and we will get some elevation. Step just a bit, and we have a good air view. We have the arc, so all of the chairs are facing toward the riser and ceremony. We have our two buffet tents now split so that it's wide open at the back. Here we have our dressing room tent, our catering tent, and the lower right we have our restroom trailer. Dropping back down to a height. At the completion of the ceremony, the guests will proceed around to the front of the house. At the front of the house, we will have transformed it from the garland ceremony area into a cocktail reception area, and this is where we will take a break. Continuing around to the front of the house, we notice that the 9x20 marquee tent has been removed, as well as the arbor. A 30x45 pole tent has been set. This has limited seating and high cocktail tables, as well as bar service. In addition, the 9x20 marquee tent, which had been set for the water, lemonade, and snack, has now been relocated and connected to the 30x45 pole tent, and this provides a small amount of additional space for the cocktail guests. More importantly, this is where our photo booth will be located. While the cocktail reception is going on, the main tent will be reset for the dinner reception. When it is for dinner, guests will be asked to return to the main tent. Proceeding back around the house, onto the deck and through the marquee tent. As we enter, here to the right, we have the table for seating assignments. We now have a table for the DJ, and the riser has reset for 8 as a head table up on the riser. And as mentioned before, where previously we had the buffet tent directly behind, now have separated into two separate tents, where we have a buffet tent to the left, also with bar service, as well as a buffet tent to the right, also with bar service. So we maintain our 2 buffets, but rather than having a single buffet tent with 2 buffet lines, we now have 2 tents with a buffet line in each. Proceeding to the back, we will get an aerial view of the entire event so we can get a better perspective. Let me pull back here for some distance. We will remove the tops of the tents, get some elevation. And come back just a little further. And this will give us a view of the entire event from the air. And so in the front we have our cocktail reception tent. We have our main dinner reception meal tent with our head table, dance floor, and a DJ table. We now have 2 buffet tents, one right and one left. Here we have our catering tent. In the lower right here we have our dressing room tent, obviously with walls all the way around, but we have left the walls off so we can see inside for the layout. Here we have our restroom trailer and generator behind. So this has been a walkthrough of the wedding to be held Labor Day weekend 2008 in Frederick, Maryland. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, Tim Cahall, with The Main Event, 301-829-4444, and have a great day.